Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn, good midnight, wherever you are. Thank you for being with us again. As usual, we always have very interesting guests here at Crazy Talks with Wise People. But you know what? Our guest is fantabulous. At that age, he already has got a billboard in Times Square. Wow. I can't believe it, but it's true. You know what? He is a global profile builder. Um, he is the founder, editor in chief, media and news publisher of MSP News Global. He oversees the company's media business as well as its intersection with global business leaders. Big time. Prior to forming MSP News Global in 2020, he spent his time as a professional writer, international best-selling author, radio and TV host, and PR and media specialist. He is also the founder of TMSP Agency, a premium media and PR agency. He helps high profile entrepreneurs share their stories through the use of PR and digital media to become known globally. When not working with his valued clients, Mark enjoys spending time with Lilly, his four-legged bestie. Ladies and gentlemen, what an honor to have this great young man with us, Mark Stephen Puller. Mark.
Dr. Mary, thank you so much for inviting me onto your show today. And what a beautiful introduction. I couldn't have done it better myself. So thank you for inviting me to be on your show.
Our honor, Mark. First question. I am just curious how you got your billboard at Times Street and how did you accomplish this? It's like you're all in one. Very good package, right? All in one. TV host, um, PR, um, author, best-selling author, media PR specialist. You're helping business people launch themselves internationally. How did you get to this?
It hasn't been always that way, Dr. Mary. I come from a really hard past of being severely bullied. I was a severe drug addict. I collapsed and died from drug use at the age of 21. But I always had a belief deep down in myself. And I always worked as a hairdresser up until the age of about 29, 30. I wasn't even in entrepreneurship. But I started off in network marketing, selling tooth gels and aloe vera gels for a network marketing company. But
Mm.
they opened me up to the world of personal development and network marketing, growing your social media network. And that's where I really started working deep on my inner beliefs and social media entrepreneurship. And I've just slowly taken consistent steps every day towards my end destination. And it's taken a while to get here, but one book and then another book, and then being interviewed on shows myself, invited to be guests on shows, then co-hosting a show, and it just led to me opening my own PR agency. So it's been a long journey of consistent steps which have led me to the success that I have today. And now I just love shining a light on my clients and making them shine. It really makes me happy helping others to grow their profiles, because I know how hard the journey is as an entrepreneur to get the recognition that you truly deserve. So I love supporting my clients now to get recognized globally.
Wow. You said you were a drug user.
I was, yes.
Wow. Um, then how did you get out of that?
It's a long story, but I was associating with all the wrong people. When I collapsed and died from drug
Uh,
use,
uh,
my mum kicked me out of the family home.
uh,
That was a turning point for me because it made me have to start looking after myself. I got my own flat, moved away from the area where I was associating with the wrong people, and I slowly rebuilt my life from there. So it really is true, be careful of the people that you're associating with,
it's
because people
true.
will either lift you up or drag you down. And so I slowly rebuilt my life, and it was a slow process, but I always had that inner belief that I could be more in life. And so I really do believe in the power of your mindset and manifestation as well. The thoughts that you put into your mind are really, really important as well.
I can't agree more. So did you have a formal training? Because you said you were a hairdresser and then you went into sales, networking. Did you have a formal training on writing, publishing, PR? Good. Did you have a formal training?
I had absolutely no training, and that's why I'm
Come
a big
on.
believer. It doesn't matter of your past, your present, your future. It doesn't matter what is happening right now in your life. Whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve it, because if I can do it, anyone can do it. Because I had a really bad education, no qualifications to do what I'm doing now. I just had a vision and a goal for the future and took consistent small steps every single day. I had to sell my home. I had a 3-bedroom semi detached house. I was a hairdresser struggling to pay my bills with this big vision. I sold my house and I invested in a business and sales coach for £7,000 with the profits from some of the profit I made from my house sales. And I invested one of the biggest sales coaches that's in business, and he trained me in sales. And I've invested in so many courses, business coaches, self development gurus, coaching courses. I'm constantly learning, and
Mm,
that's why it's really important to invest in yourself. It's one of the best
yeah.
investments that you will ever make.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you did not train yourself in a formal classroom, but you associated with people who can influence you for the
Yes,
better. Yes.
mentors and coaches. Yes,
Your network is your net worth.
yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Your network is your net worth. I was supposed to ask you what's your secret for success? What are your daily routines? What made you who you are today? But you already told me, at least you already had made mention too. The law of intentionality. You were very intentional to manifest your goals and dreams in life. So you have had daily routines, or I think you still are doing your daily routines because, even if you are, I think you're not yet contented with the nobility that you are already doing right now. You still would like to help more people. So I think you're still doing your daily routines, or maybe you are still adding more to it because I think you're a very good learner. So you're applying the law of intentionality. I can see it very clearly. And number two, the law of friendship, like network. I
And
think,
oneness. I'm the big on the law of one. Like, we're all one mind at heart, and
yeah,
I do have rituals and routines, Dr. Mary, and I'm consistent with what I do daily. So I do a breath work practice daily. I do
say that
meditation,
again.
breath work. It's like breathing
How
exercises.
many minutes do you do that?
I do 10 minutes a day of
Why
breathing.
do you do that? Is it important?
Oh, it's important. It calms the nervous system. So it's really good. It's like set breathing patterns, and it calms the nervous system. I do about 40 minutes of meditation a day. I do little bits of self-hypnosis to
Ah,
put in positive
mm,
affirmations.
positive affirmations.
I
You do that.
rotate goals
Yes.
every single
Yeah.
morning. So
Mm.
there are
Every
rituals that
morning, setting your
every morning I
intentions.
write out my
Ah.
goals.
Mm.
I'm very, very focused on my rituals because it keeps you in the right frame of mind.
That's another principle for success. The law of focus. And then the law of silence, which is, meditation,
Oh, yes, very
introspection.
important.
That's why. Did someone teach you about all these 15 laws of success?
Well, no, they've just come to me over time.
You are in touch with the divine.
Oh, yes, I'm connected to God. Yes, definitely.
I can feel that. I can feel that. Well, I also do what you're doing, but God had called me into, a different arena, but I can see you um attached to the supernatural, and I think you're getting your energy, your positive energy, your wisdom from our God, and that is so good. Okay, so um I am just curious, because now that you know who we are now, according to some of the gurus, who we are now um is actually a product of who we were when we were kids. And when you were a little boy, who influenced you the most?
I think when I was younger, I would say who influenced me the most. I would say I would be my mom. Definitely, I think
Mm-hmm,
my mom, she was a
mm-hmm,
big influence in my life and she was
mm-hmm,
so loving towards me. So
mm-hmm,
I would have to say my mom. I was a bit of a mommy's boy, but
mm-hmm,
later on in life
mm-hmm.
was where I really got inspiration of who really influenced me with my career side of things. And I was a big fan of the Secret movie when I was a hairdresser.
Ah,
I used to watch it over and over and read the book.
mm,
And fast forward to today, I've
mm.
manifested working with all of the cast of the Secret movie. I even have some of them as clients. So I've worked with people like Dr. John D. Martini, Joe Vitale, Bob Proctor, um, Marie Diamond, Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, Eleanor Cardone. So I've been really fortunate to attract really big names, either doing PR for them, having them as clients, or interviewing them on my shows as well. So I'm really, really blessed. And I feel like I manifested that because I was such a huge fan of the Secret movie and found all of those people inspirational. So I would say leaders like that really inspire me.
wow. I also like The Secret. In fact, I studied under Joe Vitale.
Oh yes, and I use some of his methods as well. So I do use EFT tapping
Yeah,
and
EFT.
Ho'oponopono prayer
Oh,
as well.
photo, yeah.
It's really good for
Yeah,
shifting
yeah.
limiting beliefs, and it's
Oh,
really, really
yeah.
good to get out of negative thought patterns. So
Mm,
any time negative thought patterns come in, I will repeat, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And it
mm.
switches your focus
It's
from
which is,
feeling bad
yeah,
about thoughts to
yeah.
letting them go. So that's really powerful as well.
And it's especially self-forgiveness. It also worked for
Yeah,
self-forgiveness
it's really good for forgiving yourself,
and
others,
self-developing self-love.
and trusting in God and the divine as well.
Oh, wow. I'm uh I'm mind blown by this conversation. Oh, okay. So how did you turn I'm sure, you already have shared with us how you turn your disadvantages into an advantage, but maybe you still would like to share with us some more about turning your disadvantage to an advantage.
So I always think, and sometimes it's not always easy, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes some of the worst things can happen to make you take a look at within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I've got any disadvantages or
Mm-hmm.
problems, circumstances, I will always go within to change myself within, and how can this be benefiting me? What can I learn from it? How can I make this better? How can I improve? So I always think there's always a blessing in every stressing. So
A
it's
blessing
seeing the
every stressing.
opportunities and abundance in everything, really. And sometimes things can be torn apart to really make things come back together in a better place. So it's always about trust and faith, really.
You also do visualization, of course.
Oh, yes, I use visualization. Yeah.
You use visualization and you made mention about affirmations, visualization. What else? What other techniques do you use for manifesting your desire?
Writing out my goals on the morning, little bit visualization, but I don't do visualization for too long. I stick to like 10 to 15-second scenes. um I do affirmations, but I do them when I'm in a really relaxed state in self hypnosis, because they sink into the subconscious a lot better than just mindlessly repeating affirmations all day. That can tire you out. So I do them when I'm in a really relaxed state in a self hypnosis. Self talk's really important. Listening to how you're talking to yourself all day long, making sure your self talk's positive, and towards the goals and your vision is really, really important as well.
Ah, I agree with you. They also do writing. I mean, this repeated writing, how do you, scripting? We technically we call it scripting, right? Like you write.
I'll be honest, I'm not a big writer. I have a team of writers that do all my writing for me, Dr. Mary, so I'm not going to take the credit for that.
Mm,
But I do script a little bit at times.
mm.
I tend to write down my goals, my vision, and so that is like scripting as well.
Yeah,
And that's really
that's
good
what
for
I'm
getting into
referring
the
at.
subconscious as well.
Yeah, refreshing. It's so refreshing that a young person like you have achieved so much because of what because of the we call that the manifestation techniques that you've been applying into your life.
I don't like to see it as manifestation anymore, actually. I like to see it as remembering who you truly are, because I believe all possibilities exist, and it's
Yeah.
about tapping into your potential, and
Mm,
every potential exists, and it's about embodying that version of yourself, and it's remembering who you truly are and letting go of
mm,
everything that's not that. So um, I don't see it as manifestation as much now. I see it as embodiment and tapping
embodiment of who
into who
you
you
are.
truly are and what you
Yes.
truly have, because I,
Yeah.
I believe everything's already done. It's just about
Yes.
accepting it, that it's done. And if you
Mm,
have a vision that's from God, it's from divine saying to you,
yes.
this is for
Yes.
you. If you're prepared to embody it and to let go of anything that's not serving you.
hmm Yeah, I remember a verse in the Bible which says that um, we are called to prosper and not to suffer.
Yeah, and I do read the Bible. I read a page of the Bible every day
Mhm,
as well.
mhm. Yeah, we are called, and even before we were born, God already knew us, and His calling is for us to rule the earth, not to be beggars, not to be slaves, but for us to rule. And this is not just a special calling for one person, and this is a collective calling, and
Yeah, and
this
also
calling
the
for all of
Bible is all around manifestation.
it
The
is.
kingdom of God is within you. Whatever you will
Yes.
ask in prayer, believe you have received, you will receive. There's
Yeah.
so
Knock and
many.
you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. And in the Bible, the currency. The currency of heaven is faith. Well, you cannot manifest anything without faith.
Faith. And I think that's a lot where the manifestation community get it wrong, where
Mm,
they say be delusional and they take God out of it, or they you don't have to say God, you can say source,
mm,
universe, everyone's
mm,
got their own beliefs.
mm, mm.
But when they're saying being delusional, you're not being delusional.
No,
You're actually
that's actually the
co-creating with divine.
reality.
And
Yeah.
I think that's where they get it wrong, where they just repeat something over and over and say be
Mm,
delusional. It's not
mm,
about that. It's about
mm.
trusting and faith.
It's true. It's true. Oh my, I'm a woman. You know what? I am manifesting.
What are you manifesting?
I want to be young forever.
Well, you look young forever, so you're halfway there.
I want to be young forever. You ask a woman, I think most of us, just deep inside us, a woman would always like to be youthful.
Put it into your belief system and you will stay young.
Yes. Okay. No, I'm very much interested in your in the bestseller because you said you've never studied writing, you know, but you became a bestseller. What book is this, Mark? Oh, by
So,
the way, just call me Angela or Mary because I'm uncomfortable people calling me doctor because I'm not a physician. So I'm Angela. I'm okay with it. And when you call me
okay,
with my
Angela.
titles,
So,
you it sounds like I feel old with it.
so
Mm,
I've got a couple of books, Tips to Create the Life You Desire, and also Step into Your Brilliance. Step into your brilliance is all out to how to become a really good social media entrepreneur, how to speak on stage, how to create your products and services, uh, how to do social media. It's like a go-to guide of how to build your online presence as a social media entrepreneur. It's available on Amazon, it's available on Audible, and that's called Step into Your Brilliance. It's a really good book. I have got a new one coming out soon, which is more around PR and being um how PR and being a PR agency specialist works, but that one's not due out yet. But Step into Your Brilliance is a really, really good book, and that's the one that become a bestseller. And I used a lot of transcribing from that, talking and having it transcribed, which is a great piece of technology to get books written these days as
mm,
well.
mm. Wow. It might be similar to well the my I've read a book written by Miles Monroe entitled Unleashing Your Potential, and that really encouraged me to write my own book, to to do things that I'm doing now. Might
Excellent.
must be similar to okay. Can you give me all the links so that I can put it down below so that if you want to be a great manifester, like manifesting what you desire, you better read his book, Mark's book, because he's a testimony of what he had written in his book. He 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 walks the talk and he talks the walk. Perfect. Please give us all the links to your book and we will write them down below. Please, my friends, don't forget to, or remember rather, to read his books. And I will be
Bless
reading
you.
that as well because it is important. One thing that makes a writer, or yeah, a writer very you call that very credible, is his life. When we read his life vis-a-vis his book.
And it does share my story in there as well, because I show you how to speak on stage using your personal story. So I share
Mm,
all of my challenges in the book and how to share them on stage to get your message across to the world. So it's Step into Your Brilliance, and it's on Amazon and Audible and Kindle as well.
perfect. I am awed, but I know that, for every success, there are some strategies and techniques applied. That's why I want this podcast, because I First of all, of course, the listeners are able to learn from our guests, but at the same time, I'm a first-hand learner from my guests. Hmm. So is it um in your life, I'm sure that you already have had ups and downs, right? If you were given a chance to relive your life, let's say from birth, what were some situations or some mistakes or situations you wished you would not have done?
Being totally honest, I always think everything happens for a reason, and
Mm.
even the bad, there's going to be a blessing in it. And I don't think you should have regrets and look backwards. I think just stay focused on the present moment and move forwards. Obviously, if I came back again, I probably wouldn't be a drug addict and um, do some of the things I did that were silly, like going out clubbing, taking so many drugs all the time. Um, so yeah, I think, but even that, it's made me a strong person. Even being bullied at school made me a lot stronger than I probably would have been without being bullied. So I think don't look too much back on the past in regret. Look back on the past to see how far you've traveled forwards.
Hmm. Excellent. What is your advice to your 25-year-old self?
25-year-old self, smile, keep going. You've got a bright future ahead of you. You're worthy, you're deserving, you're good enough, you're handsome. Believe in yourself, and to know my own worth and value.
Wonderful. There you go. I hope you've learned a lot from him. Don't forget to be intentional, be focused, um, be silent, and be a visionary.
Love it.
So, do you have some last words? Something that you would like to promote, something that you would like our viewers to know more about you,
I
anything that
would
we can
just
be of help?
say, I would just say if there's anyone out there looking to get seen, noticed, and heard with worldwide digital media to become known globally. Maybe you're at the top of your industry and you really want to go higher, or maybe you're just starting out and you want to really make an impact really quickly and get the recognition that you deserve with worldwide digital media coverage. You can schedule a free consultation at www.contactmark.me. That's contactmark.me.
I think you sent it here. I think it's here. Oh, yeah, it's in my email, and I'm just going to write that down below as well. Well, I'm going to do
Perfect.
well, after this podcast, maybe may I have a consultation with you?
We can definitely schedule one in. I do have some birds that I go and feed on an afternoon, so but we could definitely schedule a
Oh, yeah,
consultation.
sure. Yes, yes. I'd love that. Okay. So there you go. Thank you so much. He already said it. Um, he is a big help for you if you would like to establish yourself in the industry where you're in. Like you don't choose any industries, right? Any kind of industry will do. You serve everyone.
Oh yes, I do work heavily with the personal development industry. Um, so I work heavily with coaches, speakers, authors, real estate investors, best-selling authors. But because it's business, it can be anyone. I've worked with cosmetic surgeons, dentists. It doesn't matter because it's business. But I heavily focus on the personal development world, like coaches, authors, and speakers.
Awesome. Do you still find time to sleep?
Oh, yes, I make sure I get rest and do beautiful things as well.
I see. Thank you so much, Mark. So there you go, Mark Stephen Pooler. Remember his name. He will be of great help to all of us. So thank you so much, Mark, for being with
You're
us.
welcome.
And thank you, my dear friends, for watching this podcast. And I hope to see you again next time. Please follow and subscribe and click that bell button there, because my podcasts are not only not only for university students, not only for business people, but for everyone. You can be anyone all over the world, and yeah, you can learn from our guests. So this is Mary Angela Moore Talk. Thank you for watching Crazy Talks with Wise People. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.